Scholastic Read-Along Stories presents Sploogebob in As Sucked on TV by Aaron Springer, C.H. Greenblatt, and Meriwether Williams. Edited by Super Idiot Man. When you hear this sound, it's time to turn the page. Mr. Fox was walking to work with his pet worm, Mr. Penis. Mr. Penis stopped to sniff a nearby piece of coral.
You smell like shit.
Come on, Mr. Penis. We haven't got all day,
said Mr. Fox as he yanked on Mr. Penis's leash.
We've got to get down to me favorite
restaurant where they buy food to eat.
The drive-thru.
Where we're shooting our first ever
Worst porno I've ever seen.
After this picture of a hoe, players will be swarming with prostitutes. I can already feel myself blow my load.
Mr. Penis barked in response.
No,
replied Mr. Fox.
I got Squidward
Fucking up
the whole
in the ass.
He's, you know,
Horny as fuck.
As Mr. Fox approaches the restaurant, he stops in surprise.
Oh shit.
This looks like a
Big lesbian orgy.
Mr. Fox burst his way through the crowd of people surrounding his restaurant.
out of my
Ass.
Come in, all over, move, or lose
Your virginity.
Squidward.
What?
Replied Squidward, descending in his director's crane.
What in the is going on?
Mr. Fox demanded.
Replied Squidward. We're making the
Film.
Mr. Fox. What you're doing is throwing away me
Condoms.
Mr. Fox responded.
I told you to
Penetrate.
only what is absolutely
Fucking sexy.
This is all.
Sexy.
Squidward argued.
Then what?
That pile of mess of shit.
Yelled Mr. Fox as he pointed to a pile of metal penises.
That's the
Stinky pile of metal. Ding dongs.
foreseen.
153.
Oh well, then how do you explain that?
That shit.
Asked Mr. Fox as he pointed to a duplicate of his restaurant.
A second crusty condom. Mr. Fox.
If you can't even fuck yourself, how you gonna fuck someone else?
Replied Squidward.
Well, you got me there.
Said Mr. Fox, noticing his involuntary doppelganger.
But why do we need him?
He asked, pointing to a clown.
This is gonna be
A snuff film.
Mr. Fox proceeded to shoo out all of Squidward's crew.
All right, get
Fucked in the ass.
Dahlia. You're further. Go on.
Hey shit.
Get out of here, you
Motherfuckers.
The crowd of crew members walked away in anger.
That's right.
I'll break your fucking head with a ratchet!
Mr. Fox stopped the clown, who was the last to leave.
Except you.
You're gonna die.
The clown mimed in excitement.
Well, this
Sucks camel dicks.
Complained Squidward.
now we've got no
Young and horny
to make the
porno.
Fucking bullshit.
Replied Mr. Fox.
We've got the cheapest in the world. You, me, and SpongeBob. Speaking of which, where is the little
Sploogebob's nose popped up from underground.
underground, sir? What are you doing, lad?
Mr. Fox demanded. Squidward said I could fuck by burying
my penis.
Sploogebob replied cheerfully.
Quit
Fucking around.
and come on out. I need you to play
Play with your sack.
in the commercial.
Yelled Mr. Krabs as he pulled Sploogebob out of the ground. Gasped SpongeBob. Me? Into Crab.
Sexual performance.
Oh my God!
Sploogebob froze in excitement.
I'm gonna fuck you tonight. But sex.
Squidward argued.
Don't fuck your butts at me, Squidward.
Mr. Fox replied.
We've got a timetable to keep. This
Big old
Bucket of diarrhea.
airs tonight.
Really?
Exclaimed Sploogebob.
Fuck the what?
Yelled Squidward.
Yup,
Mr. Fox confirmed.
I got a sweet deal on
That night, Sploogebob sat in front of his TV, waiting for his commercial to air. The time was 3:28.
Fucking night.
Sploogebob turned excitedly to his pet snail, Gary.
It's almost on, Gary.
Gary was very tired and proceeded to yawn.
sleeping, dude. What are you talking?
Yeah, I got
What?
two.
Sploogebob responded.
This is the most nasty thing to happen in the history of
Sploogebob turned his attention to the TV as his commercial started airing.
Look, Gary, it's on.
Pearl and Squidward in a wig appeared on screen.
Oh,
Complained Pearl's character.
I've got a
Really huge.
problem. What's your problem?
Your cock.
replied Squidward in a wig. I've got all this semen, and I don't know what to say. And I'm hungry. The whale and the transvestite look around in confusion as they hear a disembodied laughter.
What the hell is it?
Asked Pearl.
I don't fucking know.
Added Squidward. Suddenly, Mr. Fox materialized in a cloud of purple smoke. The girls exclaimed, "Fuck me! It's Mr. Big Black Dick!"
That's correct.
replied Mr. Fox.
I heard all about your little penis, and I'm here to help. Swallow!
My jizz.
Mr. Fox beckoned as the screen transitioned to the front of the restaurant.
Where are we?
Asked Squidward and Pearl.
Why, we're at none other than the party zone,
replied Mr. Fox.
Did you say
The geodesic dome.
Asked Pearl.
That's right?
The land of Hollywood.
Replied Mr. Fox.
Home of the world famous Krabby
Cum shot.
What's a crabby?
Jizz stain.
Squidward asked in confusion. Mr. Fox stood flabbergasted.
What the fuck? Why, it's only the most mouth-watering appetizing
Man milk.
Your mother's pussy.
Replied Mr. Fox. A sliver of Sploogebob then appeared on screen as the scene cut to his grill.
There I am, Gary.
Look at me jacking off.
Sploogebob exclaimed to Gary. On screen, Mr. Fox continued his narration.
We start off with a fresh
Nightly emission.
grilled and juicy. Add some crisp
Dick.
cheese, topped off with
Bird poop.
and some
Salty dip. Behold.
Mr. Fox held up a completed Krabby cum shot.
a Krabby.
Dick sneeze.
I want a Krabby.
Cum shot.
Yelled Pearl.
I do not.
Said Squidward. The scene wiped to Pearl and Squidward eating Krabby Patties.
How are you liking
My ejaculate.
girls?
Asked Mr. Fox. The girls gave a thumbs up in response.
Yeah.
Sploogebob then noticed himself partially visible in the background.
Look, Gary. It's my dick again. Look. 2 more satisfied skinny bitches,
Said Mr. Fox to the audience.
so why don't you come on in and have yourself a Krabby Patty today?
The cast then sang a jingle as the words appeared on screen.
The broiling valley.
Come.
Up my ass.
That was the best 60 strokes of my
Fucking cock.
Exclaimed Sploogebob.
well.
Time to fuck.
The bed.
The next morning, Sploogebob woke up to his alarm.
Wake up.
Time to go do my favorite bitch at my favorite
Hole.
Said Sploogebob to no one in particular. Sploogebob hummed as he walked to work. Old Man Jenkins suddenly noticed Sploogebob.
Oh shit.
How goes it, man?
Replied Sploogebob.
Holy shit.
I saw you on
Girls Gone Wild.
last night.
Old Man Jenkins recalled watching a very different commercial.
In the final,
Cleveland steamer.
the titties took on the appearance and taste of chocolate pudding.
You did?
Sploogebob replied in excitement.
Yeah, you were all over.
The lady's boob.
Old Man Jenkins answered.
You're right.
Wow.
He recognized me.
Sploogebob exclaimed to himself.
Yep.
Responded Old Man Jenkins.
See you later.
Sploogebob walked away.
What a nice
Piece of shit.
Sploogebob started enacting perverted fantasies in his head.
Weren't you that
Sexy stud.
on television?
Hell yeah.
I am that nigga. How kind of you to.
Come to me. In your hands.
Weren't you that nasty man on
Pornography.
last night?
Yeah.
That was
My cock.
Ow.
Sploogebob suddenly ran into a customer who was looking the other way.
Oh,
I'm sorry I didn't see you walking.
Sploogebob apologized to the customer.
High as hell. Stupid dick jerking faggot.
Said the customer, reading Sploogebob name tag.
Oh man, baby.
Sploogebob said to himself.
I'm getting recognized in the streets. Why, next thing you know, people gonna start.
Urinating on each other to get their
Sploogebob noticed the customer opening the door.
Why, sir.
I'll suck your dick.
Sploogebob replied.
Really?
Replied the customer.
Figured you could blow me.
Sploogebob laughed.
No, not really.
As Sploogebob walked across the restaurant, he was beckoned by another customer.
Hey bitch, get the fuck back here.
I need to come.
Why, of course.
Sploogebob said, walking over.
And next time, feel free to.
Touch your penis.
It must be so degrading to
Pick me up!
from across the room. Splooge Bob took out a pen and paper. And who am I making this
Backstage pass.
out to? To my
Rectal blood.
replied the customer in frustration. I'll myself. Splooge Bob continued writing.
O-L-S-O-M.
Well, here you go.
Splooge Bob noticed the customer was no longer there.
What?
Looks like got the best of him. Splooge Bob walked toward the kitchen.
I've been waiting for 2 hours.
Said Squidward, standing behind the register. I need you to...
You're too late, baby.
Splooge Bob interrupted. I got one already made out. Splooge Bob handed Squidward his autograph. Squidward read the writing scrawled on the napkin. To my...
Rectum.
Squidward looked at his ass in shock.
Oh no.
Splooge Bob continued to talk to himself. Yes, I am gonna rape you. 2 children approached the condiment bar. Said one child. Please, children, no
Erections.
at work, said Splooge Bob obliviously. There's the Dorito, continued the child. Well, maybe just one, said Splooge Bob as he started posing for imaginary erections. Another one? Okay.
Check it out!
And now the, I got it. Mr. Fox then walked over.
Yo, bitch!
Hi, dipshit.
Splooge Bob saluted. He then started twirling the mop he was holding. I need
A Cleveland steak.
yelled Mr. Fox as Splooge Bob hit his finger with the mop. Mr. Fox stared at his now broken finger.
Holy shit.
That isn't fucking enough. You're going to hell!
Said Mr. Fox angrily. And stop acting so ridiculous!
God, what a fag.
Moped Splooge Bob to himself. As he approached the bathroom, he turned around to the customers.
Well, I gotta go.
Even the just grow weary and...
My wang is as...
Spaghetti sauce.
But I will
Rise again.
after a quick shit in my quarters. Stay...
The fuck away from my chainsaw bazooka machine gun.
2 other customers headed toward the restroom after Splooge Bob. Hey, were you able to catch
Kim Jong-il.
Yo, Dick.
last night? Asked the short one. No, how was he? Replied the ice cream man as they walked into the bathroom, passing Splooge Bob. Well, I knew this guy's was good, but his was phenomenal. I'm telling you, if that guy was the
The black man with a really huge dick.
it'd be
Come on the walls. Come on the lamps. Come on the roadies. Come on the amps.
The customers closed their bathroom stalls. Splooge Bob stared into his reflection in the urinal.
Goggle 13-inch penis.
Meanwhile, Mr. Fox was in his office. So, if I fuck him to death and make his successor
Choke on its own nuts.
and someone knocked on the door. Come in,
My ass!
said Mr. Fox, hiding his notes. Splooge Bob walked into the office, posing like an idiot.
How's it going?
Oh, it's just you, Splooge Bob, greeted Mr. Fox. Those heads better be beautiful. They are.
All covered in shit.
Then so is mine, Splooge Bob said, like a conceited fucking bastard. And now I gotta lay something on
My mom's boyfriend.
Mr. Fox responded with indignance. The only thing you better lay is
Bill S. Preston.
on that bed, fuck boy. I can't take that
Juice, bud.
fucker. That phase of is over. I'm a cocksucker now. Mr. Fox grew angrier. What in the fuck are you talking about? Come on,
Fuck.
let's think let's have
My butt.
for a second.
What fucking?
It's our old hat. The people want
A lot of fellatio.
If I could change I would fuck. But I'm a
Man.
With a mouthful of donkey spunk.
deep down a people's
Mayonnaise.
person. We're on the same page here.
Right?
Mr. Fox stared in shock. Boy, those crabby skeeks must have gotten in
Your fucking eyes.
borrow Squidward's ass mask, then get right back to walking. Splooge Bob snapped his fingers. I knew you'd get a boner. Well, thanks for the syphilis. Splooge Bob kept snapping his fingers as he left the office. Mr. Fox growled. I've never felt such a strange combination of
A good kick in the balls.
and
Banishment to a barren planet.
Splooge Bob continued snapping his fingers as he walked into the eating commons. A crowd of angry customers noticed him. Hey, there he is! We've been
Waiting for you.
Where'd you fucking go?
Splooge Bob gasped in shock.
What are you waiting for, you dumb, stupid fuck?
Demanded one customer. Squidward turned angrily to Splooge Bob.
Well, Bob, are you just gonna stand there like a mouth? Or are you gonna fill these people's buttholes?
Splooge Bob snapped to his senses.
Shut the fuck up!
Squidward, this crowd looks... They're not gonna...
Jack off.
...any longer. I think I better...
Grab a dick.
...and whack,
said Splooge Bob, perfectly pantomiming a hand job.
I think so too, or fuck's killed. Both of us!
Replied Squidward. Suddenly Squidward smiled.
On second thought, keep them
Not gonna happen.
Squidward, these people demand...
And the Lovelace.
Nigga! What?
Splooge Bob grabbed the register's microphone.
How we doing, folks?
Fuck you!
Replied the increasingly angry customers.
Well, that's no problem.
Fags and dykes.
Because Bob is here to satisfy.
Hey! Squidward yelled as Splooge Bob dimmed the lights and music started playing. One customer turned to his friend.
Here was your idea. I'd like to call this little number Striped Dildo. The best place to
Shove.
dildo.
Way off your boyfriend's butthole.
Sweaty turtle
Head.
That's the shit. 'Cause when you're watching that one special
Dildo.
Splooge Bob trailed off as the lights turned back on. The crowd was now yelling angrily.
That was Squidward, this crowd is
Pissed off!
Squidward had a suggestion.
then
You better get back in the kitchen.
and grab some pussy and give them what they came
In their pants.
for.
Goggling! Yelled Splooge Bob, making a clinically insane leap of logic.
Thanks.
Stupid.
Splooge Bob darted into the kitchen and started juggling 3 jizz stains.
Fucking Lord! I'll kill you!
Yelled one customer.
They want gargling and murder at the same time?
Fuck me.
Splooge Bob started his performance.
We should just fucking bounce, man.
Yelled another customer.
What do you call a
Shiny demon.
whose
Testicle.
breaks down 3 miles from
Taco Bell!
a
Copy of Rolling Stone.
The crowd yelled.
I'm not this glue-sipping cocksucker right fucking now!
Splooge Bob tried another joke.
Okay. There's a nun, an ass
Rammer.
and a
Snapping turtle!
The crowd chanted in unison.
we want.
Death.
Well,
This is kind of fucked up here.
but the must go on.
Suddenly, Splooge Bob slipped on the floor.
Whoa!
The cum stains flew through the air as the crowd booed. From the floor, Splooge Bob yelled out,
No!
He began to think to himself.
My boner is over. All those years looking my way up. All the people I've jizzed on.
Dead from AIDS.
Suddenly, the loin blobs landed on the grill. Hey!
Fucking did it.
Yelled one customer in excitement. That's what we've been
Jerking off!
for! Continued another one. Splooge Bob stared at the grill.
They seem to like it when I
Blow my load!
on the grill. I may be able to save
The show.
yet. There's more where that came from, folks.
Splooge Bob poured a ton of jizz on the grill. Yay! Yelled the crowd.
You like that?
Replied Splooge Bob.
I'm not even gonna kill you anymore.
Splooge Bob thought to himself as he looked around the kitchen. It seems to be working, but how do I
Fuck.
it up?
Listen to your dick.
Sponge, that's what got you this far. Suddenly, Splooge Bob noticed.
Buns! It's
Bestiality.
but we've all got to push the envelope sometime. Okay,
You fucking big ass fuckbag.
how do you like
This shit.
Yelled the crowd. I'm breaking new
Buttholes.
said Splooge Bob to himself. Time to get
Fucked up!
The crowd cheered.
We want
Dildos.
Sperm.
yeah!
Splooge Bob asked the crowd.
Are you ready for the
Greatest Bukkake that the world ever saw. Oh shit!
The customers held their trays up like shields.
Ready!
Whoopee! Krabby!
Come.
Mr. Fox walked out of his office to see the happy customers. He turned to Splooge Bob.
Well, Splooge! Bob, looks like you finally
Burn your cum for the good of the land!
I'll say,
Replied Splooge Bob.
I'm so glad I gave up cooking for this.